I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another episode of the Norwich City career mode. Some questions popping up. What team do I actually support? A lot of people new to the channel, so I welcome you. Thank you very much for tuning in. And of course, this is a warm-up to the FIFA 21 career mode that will be starting on day 1, which is going to be October the 1st. Seems like it's ages away, and it actually is. But I will start a career mode. Don't know with who. Obviously, it won't be Norwich. I support Liverpool, by the way, so it's not like I started the Norwich career mode because I'm a Norwich fan or anything like that. A lot of people were wondering what team I support. I am a Liverpool fan. I just didn't see the point in doing a Liverpool career mode because it would have been a little bit too easy. You know, I like doing a career mode with any of those type of teams, you know, whether it be Man City or Liverpool or Barcelona, Real Madrid. I find those type of things really boring. Like, some people were saying maybe lower the difficulty. I just don't understand where that mentality comes from. I like a challenge. I love the fact that we're not winning every game. Yeah, I get annoyed. And yeah, I feel like we should be, you know, score like opportunities like that with Pasogog. He should be hitting the target from there. But that is a terrible effort. And I am now starting. There were little moments, but like now I'm really starting to regret signing him. I just don't see how he's ever going to make an impact. His pace is good, and that's literally all he has. He is just a quick player. Ball over there from Greenwood wasn't good enough. He started really well, by the way. He is so much better than Pukki. Instantly made an impact on the game. Didn't score in the first half an hour or so, but every time he gets the ball, I just feel like something can happen. You know, he's got the strength, he's got the pace, he's got a 5-star weak foot. Unfortunately, we've given up a very easy goal there with Schlupp 36 minutes in. He runs all the way to the manager as well. Big jump on Roy Hodgson. But fortunately, Cyprian was on a bit of a mad one. Basogog gets the ball, good touch from him, cuts back, plays it into the feet of Cantwell, drags it back, and there is Cyprian, who was playing really well in this game. Big fan of him in general, in real life as well as in FIFA. I think he's a really good player, and he played very well in this game, and we needed him to because we were under the cosh. Great save from Tim Krul, and that was a big save at the end because that kept us in the FA Cup. Bit of training before we move into not another game, but a transfer. And it's going to be a transfer out. Timo Pukki could be on his way to Porto. They came in with a 9.8 million bid, which I thought was decent, but I thought maybe I could get a little bit more. I actually went in with 11. They said no, 9.8 is our final offer. And I was like, no, it ain't. Here's 10.5. And they were like, yeah, okay. So they lied to me. Basically, that guy right there, Porto's rep, a liar. We also had an offer come in for Grant Handley, and he's not being used. He never will be. We have Zimmerman as backup anyway, so I thought, well, let's just get him gone. So he went for just over 2 million. We'll probably be allocated around 1.9. Manchester United in 5th. Chasing down Leicester in 4th. It doesn't look like it's going too well for them. Last time we played them, of course, we lost, I think it was 2-0. Whether it was justified or not, I don't know. Greenwood is eligible to play against them. Why? Because FIFA is a very basic game, and they don't know how to set that up by the looks of things. Greenwood scores against his current but also former club, because obviously he's only on loan. I didn't know how to do that. Like, I'm not going to celebrate for celebration, so I kind of just skipped the replay because I felt like he wouldn't celebrate against Man United. Because if he'd signed permanently for us, then maybe, but he didn't. So yeah, they were very unlucky not to score. 2 golden opportunities there, and they really should have put that one away. But we come away 1-0 winners at Old Trafford. I have no idea who that manager is. Maybe I should know his face, but I just didn't recognise him. He looks familiar, but I don't know. So we beat Man United away from home. We lost at home. I feel like we're getting better. Gilmore is improving. We now have Greenwood, who I'm far more comfortable with. Barco is a goal machine and really is a thorn in the side of defences. This is the replay against Crystal Palace. They were a bit weird in this game, right? They were really weird. The team was not like too dissimilar. I went out with a strong side as I could muster. Of course, we are playing 4-1-2-2, but we do start in the 4-2-3-1 because it's easier to get everyone. I know chemistry isn't a thing, but it is at the same time. So it's easier to get everybody in the same in their correct position, shall we say? But this was really weird, this game, because they were gung-ho right from the beginning. They were throwing everything forward. Sangar cracks one from the edge and hits the bar. That's probably as close as he'll ever come. But they were leaving... Look at the gaps in behind there. They've only got 2 defenders back. And Riedewald has lost it. And all of a sudden, Barco has got an acre of land to run into. And he does. And he's backed off. He's got so much space and time. He's not going to miss. And he scores a very easy goal. But they didn't tighten up the entire game. They were leaving gaps all over the pitch, and I don't know why. It was every time we had the ball with whether it be Duda or Cantwell or Buendia or whoever it may be in the middle, we were being pressurised. They were throwing 2 or 3 men to a man, and that allowed me just to pick the gaps. So we were playing through them. They were coming forward in abundance. I mean, look at that. They've got like... In that picture right now, they've got like 5 or 6 players. We defended it well, but every time we stole the ball, it was a 3-on-3 situation. Greenwood through here. I'm not sure what happens here, really. He sort of lays it off to Cyprian, who scores, and that could be the game. But I didn't want to do that. I actually wanted to play it across goal, and it just didn't work. And it just he just poked it, and then Cyprian ran onto it and put his boot behind it. 87 minutes in, it does look like we're about to progress through in this FA Cup replay, but we're not done yet. Greenwood gets in, plays a great ball to Buendia, and that's his 2nd assist of the game. Great goal for Buendia on the score sheet finally. It's been a bit of a goal drought for him, and that, my friends, kind of marks the end. Not quite, because they do end up getting a consolation. Wilfred Zaha came on as a sub, played really deep when he came on, and then they ended up scoring from the subsequent corner. It was my fault. Tim Krul makes a good save there, and it's a shame because I kind of wanted him to get a clean sheet. I mean, that was a really good save. Top bins, just tips it over, and then from the corner, I do what I normally do. I bring my goalkeeper out, but I brought him out way too much. I never bring him out that far. He misses the punch. The header goes in from Sacco, who then celebrates as if he's just won the FA Cup. And Roy Hodgson looks, well, old, but he also looks very disappointed. And our manager's very happy. We get an, I was going to say an advert. That's not right. We get an offer for Ben Godfrey. I'm obviously going to reject this. I could have got maybe 15, 16 million for him, but just reject it. Get out of there. It's pointless selling a defender, even if he does generate 15 million for the club, and then having to go out and replace him. It's just not going to be viable. I've had so many problems trying to sign players. We have 5 million in the bank right now. Grant Hanley has gone. We also have a wage bill of 76,000 left to spend. The problem is I just can't find anyone that's like reasonably priced at all. Went in for Benez or Bene of Borussia Mönchengladbach, they wanted too much money. Went in for Harit, they wanted too much money. Went in for Serdar, they wanted far too much money. They wanted 30 million for him. They wanted about 40 million for Harit, and then they wanted around 25 for Bene. Zaniolo, I went in for a little while ago, back in the summer window, just to see how much they wanted for him, assuming that he wouldn't quite be there yet, so maybe we could get him cheap, but no, they still wanted about 25-30 million for him in the summer. Now that he's been playing a little bit for Roma, I would have thought they'd want a little bit more. I've kept him there because he might be a player we look to bring in the summer if we do end up getting enough money, but I don't know. That seems like a bit of a pipe dream. So it's not like I'm not trying to sign players. The problem I have really at this stage is the players that we need. I mean, they need to be 80-plus rated players at this stage, because Sangar, yeah, he's got high potential, but there's no point buying someone to replace Sangar because he is actually the most expensive player on the team. But there's no point trying to replace someone or buy someone to replace him because he's not going to develop. And it's the same with Cyprian. These players have all got developing potential. Barco is only 20, Buendia is only 23, Sangar is 22, Cyprian's 24, Greenwood's on loan, but again, he's only 18, he's got high potential. Duda's on loan, so he'll need to be replaced. But guess what? We have Cantwell, who again is only 21, and we also have Billy Gilmore, who's only 18. And he is progressing quite nicely as well. So there isn't really an awful lot of reason for me to go out and spend money on midfielders, and especially defenders as well. This team is really young. Aarons is 20, Godfrey 22, Simakan is 19, Lewis is 21, the goalkeeper 31, but he's still got a little while left, and he's actually playing really well right now, so there's absolutely no need whatsoever to go out and buy a new goalkeeper just yet. Maybe in the summer, potentially, but I feel like the goalkeeper situation for us is fine because he's not really as he once let me down. In terms of the subs, Basogog, he's only 24, he's only recently joined the team, so and that's why he missed that obvious effort, by the way, because he's left-footed with a 2-star weak foot. So I do understand why he missed, but at the same time it's very frustrating. Hernandez likes to miss open goals, does have a bit of pace to him. He is 26, so he's actually a veteran in comparison to the rest of the players in this team. Zimmerman is the centre-back backup. And then, of course, we have players like Dermich, who not willing to be sold just yet because he's only recently signed. But over time, maybe. Byram's 26. We could get a few million for him as well. And I will look to sell maybe a few of these. I'm actually tempted now to start investing in youth players. I know I said I wasn't going to bother doing that because we don't really have time to, maybe we've got one more season in us after this season, potentially. And that might be the case, but I just don't know what I'm going to be spending the money on. Because, okay, if we can sell Timo Pukki for the 10 million that I asked for, if the board allocate around 8 or 9 million, we have then got between, where is it? So we'll then have between, I don't know, 12, 13 million to spend maybe. And obviously a bigger wage budget as well. I could adjust that. So we probably could have around 15 to 16 million to spend on a player. The problem is you have to go and buy someone who is quite old with no real growth possibilities in them. Like, all these are fairly young players, but they're all really unrealistic. My scouts are just idiots. They think we can go and buy Kiro Immobile, who has only just signed for Bayern Munich and has a release clause of 100 million. And they think, yeah, well, we'll mention him because we found him. He's a really good player. Same with all these. We're never going to be able to sign any of these players. It's just absolutely ludicrous that they're even suggesting them to me. But, yeah, I don't really know what to do. I have taken some suggestions on board, and I know I've said I've looked at those 3. I've looked at a lot more. I spent an hour last night going through some suggestions of comments, went through some potential players that I found and some that were on like FootWiz and what have you, and it's just almost impossible to sign anyone that unfortunately is under like 20 million. And they're just not that great. I'd rather put the money into my youth setup or something. I mean, all of these players, if I could just pick up, like, he's only just signed for Leicester, so that's not going to happen. Dele Alli, they're going to want 60, 70, maybe even more for him, so that's not going to happen. Who else could we potentially buy here? Ross Barkley. He's only sort of 78 rated anyway, there or thereabouts. He might be a little bit more, he might be a little bit less, but either way, he's still going to cost me an awful lot of money, and he's not better than the players we currently have. So it's going to be very difficult to sign anyone of any real significance with the money that we have. I don't want to have to wait until the summer window, but I feel like I may have to because I just don't know what else to do, to be honest. I'd love to go out and buy like a veteran. I was thinking of someone like Parolo, Lucas Leiva, that kind of character. Someone who would be happy to be a sporadic player because they're getting older. Someone who's not going to cost us too much money. Like Parolo, for example, is actually a reasonable transfer. 34 years old. He's got a release clause of 8.5. I think we could probably get him for a little bit less. He's around 80 to 81 rated. And I think he'd be good for a season or two. And then obviously would maybe look to hand in his retirement slips or whatever it may be. But I don't know. I don't know whether that's actually going to benefit us or not. I don't really know what position to go for. Greenwood I'm happy with. Barco I'm happy with. Cantwell and Buendia are looking good. I just think we need to struggle it out, really. If we can just sort of see out this season. I mean, we're not doing too badly, considering I thought we were going to be struggling to stay up. We're in 9th after 22 games. 12 more points, and I reckon we're safe. 12 points and we're safe. So I'm not too concerned about making big signings at the moment because we can't afford it. I'm happy to just try and finish in and around this mid-table area. If we can maybe accumulate a few more points and start to catch Everton, then so be it. But if not, then if we can stay 9th or 10th, I'll be happy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should we just go hell for leather and try and sign someone big for the sake of it? Or should we maybe try and keep our money for the summer? Or should we invest in youth? Let me know what you think. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.